Here's the thing about your movie, why I made a curator's pick of the Hollywood Fringe Festival. Community, heart,
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to another edition of Blackbook Mondays. I'm excited. We got our folks in here. I think you're going to really enjoy this session here. Let me introduce them, or let them introduce themselves real quick. Go ahead.
Good morning. This is Richard Harvey. I'm from Ultimate Tax Services, and today we're going to be tax talk today. So we're going to answer some of your questions if you have any, and explain what's really happening with that new tax law that happened just about several months ago. So we're looking forward to getting into that.
Great. And of course, our sponsor, the man with the plan, Mr. Crazy D.
Yeah, Lordland Films, because a positive black image is everything. We want to say what's up to the Blackbook, like it is radio. And we just started a new podcast called Nothing But the Facts. Nothing But the Facts. All of this is showing on Filmmaker Clan A page on YouTube. Also, the Black Ice Chronicles on LordlandFilms.com and LordlandFilms /Lordland TV. And we want to say check out the Blackbook, because you can see more about LordlandFilms.com right on the Blackbook, and then it takes you over to all my other pages, my IG page, Crazy D Film Dude, my Twitter page, Crazy D Film Dude. So stay tuned.
That's right, because if you are not advertising, you are not business. And last but not least, we have an attorney here, Attorney Ike Phillips. Folks, it is important that we have the attorneys in our community get to know us and us to know the community. So, real quick.
Good morning, Attorney Ike Phillip Odunze. Glad to be here. I'm a business attorney here in town, Las Vegas. I also do music and entertainment contracts, personal injury, employment and labor law and civil rights. So I'm excited to get started. Great.
So folks, little housekeeping before we get started, and we're going to have call-ins at the last 15 minutes, 702-647-3688, 702-647-3688. If you have any questions about business law, you can ask an attorney about civil rights laws. Let's ask an attorney, or you have some questions about taxes. So before we're going to start off with unlimited taxing, but there's a couple of events I want you to mark your calendars for. Obviously, this month, the 27th, there's going to be the special election for Ward 5. Folks, we need to get involved. I believe there's 11 candidates out here. I challenge you to get out and know the candidates, know their stances, and make sure that they are about you progressing in Ward 5. I invite any of the candidates that are interested to come on and talk specifically about the Black agenda to come on to Blackbook Mondays. I can be reached 708-805-3819. Here's an opportunity so you can take the time and speak about what you believe in your community. On March 28th, Independent Black Voters Group. We meet monthly at different venues to come in and pull together our black brothers and sisters and our white brothers and sisters who are going to support our agenda, a black agenda. We're trying to develop something that specifically talks about us, not about minorities, not about anybody, but a black agenda, because folks, they need us more than we need them, and we need to come to the table with an agenda, not with a handout. So I challenge you, we're nonpartisan. If you're a Republican, if you're a Democrat, if you're Libertarian, if you're Green Party, if you're independent, or if you're confused, come and get some information and some knowledge here. Again, it's going to be March 28th. And shout out on April 8th, Soul Sessions is going to have their 5th year anniversary at Raw Remedies. Man, if you like spoken word, if you like to hear some of the local artists that can sing and entertain, mark your calendars for April 8th, Soul Sessions at Raw Remedies. On October 23rd through the 28th is going to be Black Business Week. Folks, we're going to have a golf tournament. We're going to have a Black Expo functioned by the Black Business Council. And we're going to have the Black Las Vegas Food Festival 2nd Annual. So more to come. Mark your calendars and be there. So
And you can see video on everything that Brian is talking about on Filmmaker Client A page on YouTube. Everything from the food festival, second annual coming up. You can see a clip about the first annual. You can find out about the independent Black voters group. 2 clips up about that. You can find out about the agenda and how it's being organized and how you can get involved.
Yep. So, folks, a lot to do. The more you know, the more you know. So, we're going to go to Mr. Richard Harvey. Tell us a little bit about your tax service. Give us your information and enlighten us a little bit about taxes here real quick.
Gladly. I've been in doing that tax preparation now. This is my 10th year, and I absolutely love it. One of the biggest changes out there right now, the enacted new tax law that went into place a couple months ago. And actually, those tax laws are not going to be implemented this tax season, but next tax season. And one of the most frequent questions that we get is, what's the big change? Well, one of the changes is the personal exemption is going to go away next tax season, meaning the child exemptions. But don't confuse that with the child care credits and the credits that's also going to still be in place moving forward. And what's happening now is the HR departments are actually changing the tax numbers to the employees, so the percentages that change, so that therefore you're going to be taxed differently. So you can take that and note that as well. And one thing that I like to say as a tax preparer, we come in, we try to find the most credits and deductions for you. And sometimes when you go out there as a consumer and you have someone who's like maybe bending or fudging the rules, you just have to realize and be aware and cognizant that the fact is once you sign that document, you own it as the taxpayer. So be cautious of the people that you sit with. We at Ultimate Taxes like to do our research first and actually find out what's going on with the new changes, and we bring that information to our customer and do the best service that we possibly can. You can find us on the Blackbook as well. We do offer first-time discounts to our customer. I can sit here and the customer can ask me, well, how much does it cost? My twin brother can be sitting right next to me, and our taxes is going to be different. We can have the same job and everything. So it's just one of those things where you have to actually sit down and have a conversation, and we can do an assessment and see where your tax situation is going to be, and then we can give you an estimate of how much the cost is going to be. I can say that our 1040 Easies are starting less than $35 per filing, and we work with you on that as well. But one thing that I want to leave you, and just moving forward, is the tax credits and deductions are pretty much what you should be focused on as a taxpayer. I can go over a whole lot of things, but I'm just leave you a couple of nuggets with this one. And the credits out there, these are not going away next year as well. The child care credit is going to stay. The earned income credit is going to stay. And the educational credits are going to stay. The deductions, the personal deductions are going to change. And what's going to happen, the standard deduction is going to be doubled. So that's when we hear a lot about what's going on the East Coast with the itemized deductions on the property maxing out at $10,000. That's kind of like when you do a Schedule A and you're itemizing your deductions. They're going to cap out some of that mortgage at $10,000, but other than that, major medical, that's going to stay. And if you have any more questions, you can actually reach me at 702-875-6293. Again, 702-875-6293. Those are a couple of nuggets I'd like to leave you with. And Brian, you have a question or something?
Yeah. Well, I want to make it's more of a comment, folks. Just so you know, Richard has been in the tax game for how many years?
This is my 10th year.
Okay, 10 years. And I'm going to tell you something. Knowledge base is important. And the thing we need to understand, too, is your tax person should not be somebody you see once a year to see how much more money you can get at the end of the year. It actually should be a person that helps you design a strategy. Because as I said, when you're getting a big tax loan, you actually loan the government money for free. And it sometimes hurts you in your ability to pay your bills, to get your insurance, to do the things you need to do on a month-by-month basis. So I encourage you, this year. If you don't have a tax man, give Richard a call. If you have a tax man but you're not happy, he'll give you a second look. And guess what? If you tell him the Blackbook sent you, we'll actually give you some Blackbook books to go have a meal on us at either TC's Rib Crib or Grits Cafe. Because we are serious here in the Blackbook about recycling the black dollar. And as I said, Richard is black owned. He is competent. He is competitive in price. And I encourage you to look him up at the end of this call. If there's some questions, you can call in. But real quick, give them your name and your contact information again.
Gladly. Richard Harvey, Ultimate Tax Services, 702-875-6293. 702-875-6293. I'd like to leave you with this also. A lot of taxpayers doesn't like to hear this, but at the end of the tax year, the best possible situation for you is zero. That means you don't owe them and they don't owe you. Because if you're getting a return, what you've actually done is given the government an interest-free loan.
Absolutely.
For the entire year. So what we like to do is build a strategy and look at your situation, but ultimately we want to get to zero, where you don't owe them and they don't owe you. But if you do get a return, there is some strategies that we like to do in our financial literacy planning, and we talk about that Tuesdays as well. So get in touch with me. If you get that huge return back, let's get those into some tax-deferred plans for you so you can actually take advantage again of your tax dollars. So 702-875-6293. Look forward to hearing from you.
Okay, great. Now, folks, we're going to switch gears here. We have attorney Ike Phillips here. He is also on the Blackbook. Now, we're kind of exploring something here, maybe doing a Ask an Attorney, quarterly, monthly, whatever, because here's the thing. There are a lot of good black attorneys here, but unfortunately, when we're in a wreck and we need a check, we don't go to them. So it is very important that both our attorneys get to know the folks that look like them, and it's important that we get to know them so that we don't go to other people first and only come to our folks when we ain't got no money and we need a deal. We have very qualified, very good attorneys, and we're going to start off here with attorney Ike. He's going to tell us a little bit about himself and a little bit about what he does. And then again, we're going to have the lines open, 702-647-3688. We're just going to take a couple of calls. So, attorney Ike.
Thank you. This is attorney Ike Phillip Odunze. You're saying Ike Phillips, but the last name is Odunze, but that's good. I'm an attorney here in town. I've been licensed here in Nevada since 2006. The primary areas that me and my law partner focus in are business law and contracts, employment and labor, personal injury, as Brian mentioned, because when you need a check, we're here for you as well. And music and entertainment contracts and civil rights. I agree with Brian. We have a lot of good black attorneys here in the Las Vegas metropolitan area, but I feel like we haven't done a good job of identifying ourselves to the community. I could rattle off a plethora of black attorneys that I could recommend the public go and see if they have a problem, from anything from personal injury all the way to business licensing and formation needs. So it would behoove us as a community to try and get to our attorneys and so that if you use us for your legal needs, then it makes it so much easier for us to give back. And if you come to us for something like a ticket, like let's say you need a ticket done, like a speeding ticket or a parking ticket or some other misdemeanor, then you should try and use us for your personal injury too, because the personal injury is the payday and the ticket is where we're kind of giving you the discount. So I would just put that out there. Brian, did you have any questions for me?
Yeah, you told me as we got to know each other and over beer networking, you told me that you came in here and you did a lot of work in the music industry. Tell me a little bit about that part and what you did there and what you liked about it. We had a great conversation.
Yeah, for sure. I came from New York City because I did law school out there at NYU School of Law. And my first job out here was a music and entertainment job where I worked with some pretty cool music and entertainment attorneys and became a music and entertainment attorney myself. And I worked with groups like the Platinum Killers, Neon Trees, did some work with Jay-Z, O.B. Trice, and still do a lot of music and entertainment contracts, production contracts, partnership agreements between bands, master and sync licenses, anything and everything that you can think of, mixing agreements. It's just really important that when you're in the music and entertainment industry that you paper up everything, because everything starts out roses and flowers, but when the money comes in, it's important that the paperwork and the contracts are solid and that you've used an attorney to do that, to just cross your T's and dot your I's.
You hear that, folks? Again, this is business, whether it's entertainment or it's another business. And what he's saying to you is you need to get everything put on paper, defined, and we need to stop being afraid to use attorneys and lawyers, because friendship is friendship, but business is business. So
I'm going to ask you, Ike, why is there a fear from people to use an attorney?
I think part of the fear is that it may, one might be the cost, two might be that you're going to professional. I mean, people have a fear of doctors sometimes. We should see a doctor more than once or twice a year. We should see a tax professional like my man here was on before me more than once a year. And when you have a legal need, you should shop around and try and find an attorney that suits your legal needs. And I think that sometimes we as people just we have a fear of seeing the professional, the cost, the time, when we really should just bite the bullet and go and see that professional and get that need met.
Yep.
One thing I like to say, sometimes you say the cost, but the cost of sending someone, a professional, may be of value to outweigh the results of your situation or the outcome of your situation, because that cost could be
Astronomical.
Astronomical. It's just going to be way out there. So it's a small investment, and I do agree with you. I like to build relationship with my customers. Once they feel comfortable with you, I think that they can relax. And that word fear it's the unknown. So if you can get them to relax and know it's not a fear, it's a added value to their life, I think that's when you start to see the change.
No, absolutely. One of the things that they taught us in law school was cost to benefit, like a cost to benefit analysis. Does the benefit of what you're doing exceed the cost? And you're absolutely right. I mean, if you sweep something under the rug, either a tax issue or maybe a health issue or a legal issue, then the cost of doing that might eventually exceed the benefit by far. So it makes sense to get in there and address it square on. And when you really research into it and shop around, usually the cost is worth it, and the benefit exceeds the cost of the benefit exceeds the cost of what you have to pay for it. So our services at ODunze Swanigan, which is my law firm, are affordable. We have right size retainer agreements and right size attorney-client agreements for the client, and we try and work with you and do something sensible and reasonable. And sometimes, like for the personal injury cases, we will work out a contingency agreement like a lot of personal injury law firms do. And for the music and entertainment agreement, sometimes if the talent's there, we'll do what's called an on-spec agreement, on speculation, which is sort of like a contingency agreement like you would see in personal injury, but it's like a contingency agreement for music and entertainment. And it's just called on speculation. Your attorney just takes some sort of a sensible or a reasonable percentage of the deal on speculation in hopes that that deal pans out to be lucrative and makes money and becomes profitable.
So that
What's the
would be
number they can contact you at?
Yes, because I just had a person ask that.
Yeah, sure. The best number to contact me at is 702-418-8569. Again, that's 702-418-8569. And the law firm is ODunze Swanigan.
And now tell me something. I'm going to switch gears and come back. You are in the community. You have some family here. You have some kids. Don't you have a young athlete there? Or tell me a little bit about that, about your family. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
For sure. I did law school at NYU School of Law in New York City. I did my undergrad at the University of Utah in Salt Lake City, where I got my political science degree. I have two boys. The oldest is 12 and the younger one's 10. The younger one is more of the athlete. He's a basketball player and a baseball player. But I think the athlete that you were referring to is my nephew, Rome Odunze. He's at Bishop Gorman. I believe he's number 85, and he's been starting for them since he was like a sophomore. I think he played a little bit as a freshman on the varsity team too, but he should. And I don't want to blow him up because
Blow him up here, man. Blow him up.
His coaches might be like, your uncle's talking all that nonsense on the radio. But he started for them as his sophomore year on the varsity squad for Bishop Gorman at wide receiver, and he's forecasted to start for them again. So we hope to see him in the NFL one day. We think we'll see him there. He's a pretty good talent.
If he's playing at Bishop Gorman, he's been that long, that's a big positive. So tell me, you came to the Independent Black Voters Group mixer. What did you think about it?
I thought it was great, and I thought it was a good turnout. And I was excited to see all the black candidates with so much energy and really good platforms. I mean, oftentimes you'll have a candidate come out and say, "Come vote for me," and it's all about what you can do for them. But the candidates at your Black Forum were, this is what I can do for the community, and this is how I'm going to do it. So they had a plan, they had a platform, they were discussing what they can do for the community and how they're going to do it. It wasn't just pie in the sky or it's just going to come together. They were telling us exactly what their plan was and how to get there for the black community and for the community in general. So it was a really good forum, and I came out very impressed and excited by it.
Great, and we appreciate you coming, my brother. I'm going to tell you something. I'm looking for big things, Attorney Ike, to be involved with the BBC, the Black Business Council. I'm looking to keep you involved in the Independent Black Voters Group. Basically, I'm looking to get you more involved in the community because we need people like you who are business people, who are natural leaders, who can bring a different look to the community than maybe we're seeing right now. So I wanted to personally thank him for coming on Power 88 and kind of leading our charge to Ask an Attorney. Again, the numbers, if you want to call in, 702-647-3688. We can take maybe one or two calls. But again, I thank you for coming. I'm hoping this won't be the last time, but the first time of many times to come in so we can get to know him and send him some more business.
What people need to realize, Brian, about the Blackbook, the Independent Black Voters, the Black Business Council is it's a certain energy that's being put down there. And the energy is something, it's the agenda that's being put forth. Come and expound upon what you plan, what your thoughts are concerning the black community, how what you do will assist and aid the black community in further upward mobility and advancement. And that's what the Blackbook brings. So when Ike was talking about the energy, because it's really energy, and it's a synergy that's starting to happen as people come together. So if you have not been to one of the events that the Blackbook or the Independent Black Voters have organized, you need to come out and feel the difference, experience the difference, March 28th.
Yes.
That's the next one.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, I know I'll be there.
I'll be there as well. I like the one-on-one that you get. You actually get to talk to the candidates directly. They get a chance to speak. They present, like Ike said, their platform or what they can do for the community. And then there's a break, and then we mix around, and you can actually have one-on-one sidebars with them. And that's where you can really drill down and get more information and actually see if that's going to be the candidate that will get your vote.
Yep. So, folks, understand too, and I'm glad the Independent Black Voters Group is specifically there, independent. I lean Democrat. I tell people, but they got to lean back towards me. Far too many times, our agenda has been lumped into the minority agenda. And while, God bless the women's movement, God bless the LBGT movement, the veterans, the disabilities. People will probably talk about them, but unfortunately, they seem to be afraid to talk about a black agenda. And what we are trying to do is bring our agenda to the forefront and say, you know what, yours is important, a lot of ours overlap, but let's talk about us. We got to be selfish. Sometimes we got to be black and proud, not urban and proud, not minority and proud, but black and proud. So again, we thank you here at the Black Book for listening in. We thank the people who have come out. Let me tell you, the Black Book, www.theblackbook directory. We are supporting B.O.B. That's Black Owned Businesses 24/7. If you need to contact me, the number is 708-805-3819. 708-805-3819. Also, you are invited. Financial literacy training. We have started back up on Tuesdays. Come out, learn something about how you can affect and improve your financial literacy. It's 6 to 8 o'clock at 3606 North Rancho, and that's Nehemiah Ministries. Shout out to Pastor Kelsey West for allowing us to have it there. But come on out to the financial literacy group and learn a little bit about taxes, about insurance, about how you can set yourself up to purchase a house. I think that's it. I got the Black Power sign from my brother from the other mother, Mr. Brian Timms. So we thank you again. We look forward to talking to you next week. The Black Book, supporting B.O.B. 24/7. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. Peace out.